Just to give you a little introduction about me, my name is Kelley, and my channel here on YouTube is called SimplyK. Hello guys, and welcome back to Adventures from the Homefront. I'm so excited to be participating in the Feature Friday that they're doing here on their channel. I was so excited when Jessica reached out to me and asked me to be a part of this. And yeah, I think it's so fun and so awesome that they are, trying to support other military wives and YouTube channels. And just to give you a little introduction about me, my name is Kelley, and my channel here on YouTube is called SimplyK. And I started my channel, I think it was a little less than a year ago. I'm not positive though. But basically I just make videos in my free time. I enjoy all things home related, healthy living related. I like vlogs. I do a lot of cleaning motivation, healthy recipes, grocery hauls, and I also have anxiety. So I like to do updates on there as well, as far as my anxiety and medications and things like that. So I think that's a big part of my channel too. But today's video is actually going to be about my journey as a military wife. My husband is in the Navy. He's been in the Navy for 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in March. So coming up on 3 years, which is crazy because time is just flying by. But just to give you a little background, my husband and I have known each other pretty much since ever. It feels like we went to school together since 2nd grade. And then 5th grade is when we started to, I don't know what you want to call it. You don't date in 5th grade, but that's when we first started like having a crush on each other, and we had our first kiss. And throughout middle school and high school, we dated off and on. And then after high school, he joined the Navy. It was about 1.5 years after we graduated high school. He went off to boot camp. And at this time, we were not married. We had been seeing each other still, but we weren't officially married. And then after boot camp, we got married in June of 2016. And my husband is an ET, which is an electronics technician. And if you know anything about them, they have longer A schools. So I was able to move there and be with him in Great Lakes throughout his A school, which not all rates can. There's only a couple rates that you're allowed to do that. So I was super excited about that because I had never lived away from home. We both come from a very small farm Amish town where everyone kind of knows everyone, and we don't really have any cultures or anything like that. So it was obviously a big change for me if you know anything about Great Lakes. But overall it was super fun. We got to, live in our first house together, even though it was military housing, and just kind of navigate that phase of our life, which was super fun. And then in February of 2017, he got hard copy orders to Virginia, where we are now, with ACU 4, which is an expeditionary unit. And the uncommon thing about my husband's first set of orders is that they're shore duty, which I feel like most people that I meet, their husband's first set is sea duty, which is like the 4 years, but his was shore. 2-year shore duty orders, which means that he's not able to be deployed. So I was obviously excited about that, knowing that he's not going to be deployed. And thinking back, I'm honestly glad that he got those. Sometimes I wish that he would have had sea duty orders first, just so we could get those out of the way. But I feel like everything that's playing out now really works out well, and we kind of got a chance in our lives to kind of live normally, even though he's in the Navy. He's on shore duty, so it's basically like having a regular job. He does have extra days that he has to, be on base, but other than that, I feel like it's pretty normal. So I don't have anything to talk about as far as deployments. Of course, my friends have been through deployments, so I can kind of see it through their eyes, but me personally, I don't have any experience with deployments. So I feel like my situation's a little unconventional, but I still feel like I've learned and just kind of experienced different things that I would not have done if it wasn't for the Navy. One of them is just moving from Illinois to Virginia. My husband was in sea school during that, so I moved here completely by myself, and I feel like that was kind of a turning point, I think, in my life as far as realizing, okay, wow, you know, this is really happening. I'm moving to a new state. I had a cat at the time, I still have her, but you know, moving to a new state, I don't know anyone at all. I don't have any family around. That just kind of all hit me. Also, where we moved, I had found the place online. So when I get there, it's a terrible area. It's just, I don't know. It was just a really bad area, and I was so scared. And it just kind of made me realize, you know, to like reach out to people that I wouldn't normally reach out to, and to kind of like get out of my shell and really just look out for myself too. Because, you know, where I grew up, we didn't lock our doors, we didn't lock our cars, we didn't worry about anything, you know. And here, I obviously had to kind of make that transition in my mind. So that was like one of the biggest things I think for me. It's just really getting adjusted to being very independent. I've always been independent growing up, but this was like a new kind of independent. It's like you don't have anyone. If your car breaks down, you can't call your dad, you know, like it was just different. But obviously too, there's things that have been really hard. I think the biggest one for me was finding a job. It took me 8 months, I think, to find a job, and I ended up just going through a temp agency. So I highly recommend that if you're a military spouse and you need a job, find a temp agency and just, you know, let them kind of sort through that for you. Because I was applying for jobs that I knew I was well overqualified for, and I couldn't find anything, and it was just hard because, you know, I'm sitting inside all day, I don't know anyone, I can't get a job, I don't have any money. Yeah, so I think that was like one of the hardest things, is finding a job. And of course people know that your spouse is in the military, so they already view you as, you know, not really a long-term kind of thing. So I feel like that was really one of the drawbacks. And then of course being away from your family, and you know, things happen. Luckily my home is in Ohio, so it's only about a 10-hour drive. If I need to go there, like I'm going there this weekend because we're having like a family crisis, I can, but a lot of families can't do that. But I mean, overall, I can't just ask someone to go shopping with me. You know, I can't hang out with my sister, and we have a niece and we're having to just watch her grow up through pictures. So things like that kind of get to me sometimes, because it's like, dang, you know, I'm never gonna get this time back, but it's worth it to me. My husband's serving the country, which is obviously important to us. And yeah, that kind of wraps up our story. I have talked about my journey as far as actually moving to Virginia and that whole story, and then also, you know, just a few other things as far as being a military wife. I have talked about that on my channel, so if you'd like to, you could go there. I'm sure that the link will be down below, to kind of check out more of my content, and I really hope you enjoy it. I'd love to have you subscribe, and of course subscribe to Adventures from the Homefront as well. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!